Hey guys, so today I am going to share my everyday work makeup. Now this is the makeup that I wear to work. I work in an office, so I can't wear too colourful, crazy, full-on makeup. It's just not appropriate for me and for working in an office. So this is generally what I do when I want to look polished and clean, but still, you know, a bit of makeup on. So yeah, if you wanna know how to get this look, then just keep watching. So I'm going to start with my base, and I always use a primer no matter what. So I'm going to be using my Too Faced Primed and Poreless Pure Primer. This is the version that has no oil in it, no added oil. So it's supposed to be good for oily skin, but also good for those who have sensitive skin. To be honest, I don't see much difference between this one and the original. This one is probably a little bit more slippery and a different color, obviously, and not as thick. I would say it's not as thick. Now for my foundation, I'm going to use a foundation that's a little bit lighter in coverage, so that it's just, it looks more natural, more for everyday, just so you don't look like you've got this thick layer of foundation going to work in the office. So for that, I'm going to use my Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous Foundation. If you've watched my review of this foundation, you'll know that I really like it. Phantom, come here, puppy. What are you destroying? I can hear my dog destroying something. Phantom! He's outside destroying something, but I don't know what it is. I'll get a nice surprise when I go out later on. Next, just going in with some eye primer. Again, I always wear eye primer, but I am just using my NARS Pro Prime eyeshadow base. And then for concealer under my eyes, I'm using my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. Okay, so I need to conceal some old blemishes on my face, so I'm just going to use my Covergirl and Olay Simply Ages Concealer for that, and my Zoeva 142 Concealer Buffer Brush. Next, to set my foundation, I'm just going to use my Benefit Hello Flawless Powder. I'm sure this is the most attractive face I'm making right now. I'm going to skip the contouring and go straight into bronzing. So for that, I'm using my NARS Laguna bronzer and my Real Techniques blush brush, because it is massive. And then just around the cheeks. Not really contouring, I'm just warming up the skin. Next, I'm going to go and blush, and for that I'm going to be using my Hourglass blush in Diffused Heat, which is just oh so stunning. Highlighter, I'm not going to break out my Merry Luminizer because that is quite an intense highlight, so I'm stepping it back a notch, and I'm going to use my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Luminous Light. It's just a really nice natural highlight that still gives you that glow. It just looks natural and glowy and not too overdone. For my brows, I'm just going to do the usual thing, so I'm not going to show you because you guys have seen that a million times and it's a little boring. Okay, so that's brows on. Moving to eyeshadows, and like I said before, I'm going to be using all mattes and then maybe like a shimmer in my inner corner. But I've pulled out my MAC palettes because I haven't used them in a video for a long time. So these are my cool browns, apart from that one. So this is my cool palette. And then this is my warm palette. So firstly, I'm going to take Wedge, this one here, which is just a cool matte mid-tone crease brown, just that everyday brown that you need to put through your crease, and dusting this just all through the crease. Then on a smaller crease brush, this one is the E38, so it's kind of like the little sister to the E40. So this is the E40, this is the E38, and on that one I'm going to use the one next to Wedge, which is Espresso. Just placing that kind of just underneath where I put Wedge. And then I'm just grabbing my E35 and blending that out. So grabbing my Warm Neutrals eyeshadow palette, I'm just going to take Blanc Type, which is an off-white matte shade, and I'm going to place that on the middle to outer part of my lid. Super pigmented, this shade, I love it. Then just grabbing that E35, blending out those edges of Blanc Type. Oh, this is never a good idea. Oh, got it, yes. So going back to my Cool palette, I'm just going to take this shadow here, which is called Mystery, a cool medium to dark brown, and then just taking my Zoeva 231 Luxe Petite crease brush, a little bit of Mystery on it, because it's quite pigmented and it's a little bit difficult to blend out. And then going back into the Warm Neutrals palette, I'm just going to take a little bit of Ricepaper, which is just a nice yellowish satin shade, it's really quite subtle and nice for everyday. And I'm just getting that on my 239, and then I'm placing that on the inner corners. On the lower lash line, I'm going back in with Wedge again, and my Haku Hodu crease brush. And then with my pinky finger, I'm just going to pick up a little bit of Retrospeck, this one here, which is just a really shiny, slightly glittery light shade, and going in my inner corners with that. Just for that little something. Now I'm not doing any liner, so I'm just going to line my lashes with a little bit of eyeshadow. So for that I'm using this shade here, I can't remember the name, basically it's just a really dark matte grey. Moving on to mascara, I'm pretty much a bold mascara fan, go big or go home. So for that, I'm using my Max Factor Masterpiece Glamour Extensions Mascara. I have been loving this one. It has those little fibers that attach to your lash and make it look longer. Then for lips, I'm using my favorite duo at the moment, which is a lip liner and a lipstick. So this lip liner is the Exaggerate lip liner from Rimmel called Eastend Snob. This combination will last you hours. I don't have to touch up my lippy probably, I don't know, halfway through the day, towards the end of the day. That's how good this combination is. And then for the lipstick, I'm using MAC Cream Cup, which is a bit lighter than the lip liner, but that is okay. I just blend it in a little bit with my finger. Okay, so that's it for my everyday work appropriate makeup routine. I really like this look. I think it's easy to wear, it's casual, it's not too out there, it's not too bright, but you're still wearing makeup, but you still look polished and nice. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye. Hi guys, so today's video is going to be a 2-minute limit review of the Too Faced Melted Lipsticks. So I have 4 shades here. I have Nude, Coral,